The 2020 season of the FIA European Rally Championship is finally at a go. And after the long wait, we finally get underway here in Rome for Rally di Roma Capitale, round one of a 6-round calendar. After the coronavirus pandemic has ripped up the calendar this season, hopefully this is how the season should unfold. Latvia, Azores, Cyprus, Hungary and the Canary Islands all on the ERC calendar this year. Welcome to the new normal. Finally, in the middle of July, we reboot the season and get underway at Rally di Roma Capitale. And it has taken a huge amount of work behind the scenes to get this event up and running. The first international rally of any kind since the coronavirus pandemic began. And it is an absolute honour to be able to reboot the season with the ERC. A lot of work going on behind the scenes.
It wasn't easy when we decided to go ahead 3 or 4 months ago. But right now is like a dream becoming true. So we work a lot. The team has created a lot of protocols and application and has put in place a system in order for the drivers and the crew and the teams to be safe during the rally. So we want to have a sport event, but a safe sport event.
Hygiene has become absolutely paramount, with the service park and offices all regularly disinfected. All the rally teams and drivers have to wear face masks and use hand sanitizer regularly. They're also asked to socially distance to reduce the risk of any COVID-19 being transmitted at the event, and also spectators attending the event must wear face masks. But it has taken a while to get the season underway, but 2020 could be shaping up to be an absolute classic.
The start list, I would say, is very impressive. We have many new drivers, young drivers, unknown drivers, and I really feel good competition ahead.
I have great experience from the ERC, so it will be nice to come back, and also it's the first time on tarmac, so it's a new experience, but for sure it will be tough. It's hard, very hard competition against the guys, so I just do my best and we will see.
The European Championship, I've been away for it for a number of years, but it's definitely looking stronger now than it's been for a little while, so definitely a good challenge to start. Obviously here in Italy, always the Italian Championship, the level is extremely high, so we expect them guys to be very fast, and yeah, it's a good way to start.
For me, there is two parts of this rally. There is the first day, it's really tricky, narrow, it's bumpy, there is jump, there is cuts, you can easily have a puncture and everything. And on the third day, it's more like circuit. You have to have the good lines, the good pace. It's completely flat. It's really. You need really precise car and everything. So it's really interesting rally.
I have a new team with Santelok and very new car for me with the Citroën C3 R5. But at the moment, we are just happy that we can drive again, and I will aim for as good results as possible, and then we will see how it works in the later season.
But for Philip Mares, the rally hasn't got off to a great start for the reigning ERC1 junior champion.
We crashed in free practice too, which is not a start which we hoped for before this race, but yeah, still it's possible, hopefully, to be at the start line of the race tomorrow, and we will do our best to not to miss this race.
However, it's not always the ERC regular drivers that you find at the front on Rally di Roma. There are always some feisty Italian drivers in the mix, using their local knowledge to their advantage.
For sure, it's a nice opportunity, especially to begin the year with this important race, which is one of my favorite races. So I will do my best to be at the top.
Also here this weekend are the WRC All-Stars. Some of the drivers from the World Championship, including Danny Sordo, are using the opportunity to get some extra kilometres in before their season restarts later in the year. And then after free practice and qualifying, the Gladiators headed into the centre of the Eternal City. The ERC Circus left Fuji and headed into Rome to get the rally underway. And here, in the centre of the city, the 15 top drivers in the qualifying session selected their starting order for the rally, and we're all hoping for a clean run at the stages on Saturday morning. And then it was time for some socially distanced opening ceremony, followed by the short parade around the centre of Rome. The ERC Gladiators hit the streets for a little bit of fun and showboating. In the centre of the Eternal City, everybody was adapting to the new normal, with socially distancing, face masks on, hand sanitizer gel, and a new roadbook round the streets of Rome. Each year the drivers take in some of the key sites, including the Colosseum. So after the fun on Friday night, it was the long drive down on Saturday morning, heading down towards Pico, the first stage of the event, feared by all, taken by many. At 13.40 kilometres in length, it was a tough wake-up call on Saturday morning, and Oliver Solberg opted to start the rally first on the road.
Opens 80, slide right, keep in to crest and brake, lid, don't cut, open, hairpin left, tightens.
The winner of Rally Liepaja last year, it's his first tarmac event.
Tightens, keep in.
First time Oliver's raced on tarmac. On the opening stages, it was all going well, but still a little bit cautious, and he lost his glasses somewhere.
Not a good stage at all. Not a good. I lost a lot of time.
Do you have a spare pair of glasses?
No, unfortunately.
Are they in the car?
I think I put them on the roof.
Gian Domenico Basso, the local hero and winner of the 2019 edition of this rally. Expectations were high for the Italian on his home soil this weekend, and so far he is not disappointed. Basso very fast in the morning stages and right up there in the early fight. Alexei Lukyanuk had some unfinished business to do this weekend, not finishing on the podium last year. He won this rally in 2018, and the ERC 2018 champion, taking his second year in the Citroën. Now very happy with the car, using Pirelli tyres as well on Italian tarmac. Does that work?
Quite careful in the beginning with cold tires, but later it was okay. Still a bit cautious. We have a good pace, good feeling, and we actually building the relations with Dmitry. Looks like it works well.
Andrea Crugnola was the star of the rally last year, but not so this year. Not long into stage number one, Pico, it all went wrong, crashing his Citroën, putting him out of the rally.
I would like to say sorry to my team, of course, and to my sponsors, because I made a mistake and I missed the line. So I touched the gravel with the back, with the rear axle. So I lose the control and
I hit first of all the rail and then the rocks.
Fabian Kreim is the talented German driver. It's looking like he could go well here this weekend in Rome. He was fourth quickest in stage number 2 and third fastest on stage number 3.
Yeah, quite good. The car feels very good. The tires, of course, is a little bit hot, but the feeling was quite good.
The Romanian drivers started the rally well. Simone Tempesini showing some good pace. Fourth fastest in stage number 1. He was third quickest in stage number 2. And then fourth fastest in stage number 3. Although he was expecting a little bit more from himself.
I'm not really happy about my driving, but we are trying to do our best. And yes, we can improve.
As for Craig Green, the former WRC driver, makes his return to the ERC this weekend. And officially, this weekend is all about the MRF tyre manufacturer testing its new tyres. But for Craig, it was more about going rallying again and getting in for the fight and hopefully a win here. He started well in stage 1, but dropped back a bit in the other stages.
We can do the whole rally inside in Pico, inside that narrow bit. I'd be happy to do 150k inside in there, but just sometimes on the longer, wider stuff, it's struggling a little bit. But okay, I'm definitely enjoying it. The car is superb, and just yeah, more narrow stuff, please.
Adrien Fourmeau, the M Sport driver, was hoping for a good first rally after lockdown, but on stage 2, it all went very wrong for the French favourite.
Dans droite 140 à fond, courbe pas excès, frein à 100 mètres, épingle gauche 20 moins glisse. 140 tours, courbe pas excès, frein 100 mètres. Ça va Renaud? Ouais, ça va Renaud? Ouais. Ok. Ça va Renaud? Ouais, ça va? Ouais, ok.
It's really little mistake, but with big consequences. So it's not really nice for it, but it's part of the game. It's rally. Sometimes it doesn't work. Not for us this weekend.
With all the drama ahead of him on the road in stage 2, Efren Lorena was forced to stop his car in the stage when it was red flagged. However, he would be able to carry on the rally after the carnage was swept off the road from Fourmeau's off. Philip Marier's dramas before the rally had started were all put aside. The car fitted up, ready to go and cleaned. After crashing in free practice, he was just happy with the team managed to rebuild the car overnight. The Czech driver was pushing hard to make up ground on the opening stages of the event. So after 3 stages in Rome, Alexei Lukanuk out on top, winning 3 out of 3 of the stages. Basso just behind him in second overall by 9.8 seconds. Coming up next, we're halfway through day number 1 on the opening round of the season. This is the start of the restart of international rallying on the ERC. Welcome back to Italy for the first event of the 2020 season. And procedures have changed a little bit in the service park as the new normal takes shape. But something hasn't changed, and that's Alexei Lukanuk's pace. Before we see if the Russian rocket can continue to dominate, let's have a look at the other categories and see what else is happening in ERC2 and ERC3. Seven ERC2 cars are at the start of the ERC season opener. The Abarths are back strong with a 3-car lineup. They will battle against the Mitsubishis, Subaru and a Porsche for a category win this weekend. The Polish Abarth driver is the first leader in ERC2 after stage number 1. Dariusz Polonski had issues with his turbo and stopped in stage number 2.
We had a good run on the first stage, and then on the second stage, unfortunately, in the middle of the stage, we had a red alert with a turbo issue, a white smoke, no power. and unfortunately we couldn't continue. We changed the turbo. I hope everything else is okay and we restart tomorrow.
And for the Czech driver in the Porsche, it's the first time for him here in the ERC and finishes leg number 1 in 4th position, the only Porsche to start in ERC 2.
Sound of flat 6 engine, it's great.
An obvious choice for one reason to come here. Another Italian driver in the R Baths. It's the first ERC start for the 20-year-old Italian driver. A consistent drive and one-stage win brings him into second in the R Bath Rally Cup. But it was nice to see Zelindo Meligari back in Rome. He was second here last year and finishes leg 1 leading the ERC2 category with a 51-second margin and 3 stage wins for Zelindo after that heavy crash in the Barham Rally last August.
I'm very happy because it's 1 year from a big rolling in Barham, 1 year ago. To be here first in ERC2 is very satisfaction.
As part of the 2020 ERC changes, the ERC3 category now features front-wheel drive Rally 4 and Rally 5 category cars. Among them is the brand new Peugeot 208 Rally 4 with the new evolution of Ford Fiesta Rally 4. What doesn't change in ERC3, that this category attracts young guns aiming to develop their rally talent. 16 juniors at the start of this opening event. All will complete on Pirelli tyres and receive their ERC3 junior packages. And among some of the newcomers is one of the 2 ladies at the start, Italian Rachel Samaschini.
Racing for a Breath is my project that wants to spread awareness around the world about cystic fibrosis. That it's a disease that I have from my my first day of birth, and so I have to raise fund for this research.
But unfortunately, she had to retire in stage number 4. One of the 6 drivers competing with the brand new 208 Rally 4 car from Peugeot. This car replaces the one of the most popular Peugeots ever designed, the 208 R2. The car looks absolutely stunning with the new aggressive design. And Mikko Hokkanen had to go in one of those, but unfortunately he crashed out in stage number 3. Anne-Marie Mol, the Belgian driver using the older R2 car, aims to complete the whole season and fight for the junior title, being consistent all weekend. And son of rally legend Joseph Pepe Basses, the reigning Spanish junior champion, had a rough start to his first ERC rally with a puncture that made him lose 3 minutes, but came back strong, winning 3 stages to finish 3rd overall in leg number 1. The feisty Portuguese driver Pedro Artunes gave the Peugeot 208 Rally 4 its debut victory. Consistent drive and a strong finish with 6 stage wins for him.
Last stage we got the guy before because we only left 1 minute, so we are trying to push this afternoon to get to turn.
But it didn't all quite work out. At the front, in the new Ford Fiesta R4, the Estonian driver Ken Thorn, last year's runner-up in the ERC3 junior class, kept an 11-second margin over Artunes at the end of day number 1, thanks to 2 wins in the tricky Pico stage and a podium finish for him in every stage throughout the day. After the delays on the morning stages, the action eventually got underway 2 hours late, and the stages were just as demanding as the afternoons. However, the delays at least allowed Oliver Solberg a chance to find his glasses that he'd lost somewhere on the road earlier in the day. They sent his dad out to look for them, to find them in the verge, where he'd pulled over between stages.
One guy came over with some glasses to me, they were completely broken, so we have straightened them up because a car had been driving over them. but they left them on the roof, and then he just went. And luckily this guy came with them, and then now it's a little bit different on left and right eye, so you have to try them before we glue them, you know. I think it's -3 or something, so on long it's a little bit difficult, but it looks like it went very fast, so maybe it's good to not have them.
I would probably not use glasses this one. We found them, but they are too broken. So they will just break again, so it's no point for me to use glasses. Maybe I was faster without them, because I don't see.
Right, well, we'll see how Oliver gets on throughout the day as we tackle the final 3 stages of leg number 1, stage 4, 5 and 6, a repeat of the morning stages. So Oliver, without his glasses on, he got quicker as the afternoon sped on. He was impressive second on stage number 5. Maybe not seeing well on the road was working to his advantage. As for Gian Domenico Basso, the afternoon. To start the afternoon, the Italian opted to preserve his tyres for the faster stage 5 and stage number 6. It was a good move that kept him in the hunt for the rally. He was hunting down Alexei Lukanuk, again, who was dominant in the afternoon stages, slowly pulling out and leading with every stage. But not enough so he can relax, still having to work on the limit here.
Левый 2 на правый 2. На левый 1 двойной 50. Правый 1 через волну 100. Правый 2 плюс 100, левый 8. Левый 2, 80. Правый.
Solid start to the season for Alexei.
Yeah, as we understood from the results, we are leading a bit, so we took it quite technically. No risks in slippery place, good reasonable pace on the good line, so happy with the time.
As for the Irishman, like the morning, he was really fast on the tight and twisty stage number 4, the rerun of the Pico stage. The car or the tyres weren't working as well in the faster stages.
Flat 1 right over bump 80. Flat 1 right 60, slight right and flat 1 left 60. Boyd minus sharp, big cut. And flat 1 left 200. Left tight's the flat 1 minus half long 200.
However, he was still in that close group fighting for second place in the rally. It's a pleasure to hear Paul Nagel calling out the pace notes once again on the ERC.
Don't 70.
Craig trying the tyres, MRF developing them, and back down to the service park. After leg 1, Lukanuk out in front. 6 out of 6 stages for him on day number 1. He's leading the rally comfortably by 34.1 seconds. But this is a car-breaking rally here in Italy. Day number 2, 9 stages await the drivers. What will happen on Sunday? Find out after the break. A spectacular setting. It could easily distract you, but not for our drivers. The action on the stages has been as hot inside as it has been outside, in the sunshine, in July, on Rally di Roma Capitale. Welcome back to the ERC. This is the opening round of the season, and this is the way it looks for day number 2, the final day. 9 stages, 3 stages, repeated 3 times during the day. So after crashing in free practice, almost ruined Philip Maris's rally before it began, the Czech driver has been totally focused and is now steadily closing in on the leaders. The 2019 ERC1 Junior champion is dragging himself from the back up to 8th overall after the morning loop of stages.
Yeah, it's getting better and better. Finally, good feeling is here, and hopefully we can continue like this, because this time I really enjoyed the stage, and that is the most important for me.
As for Grégoire Munster driving a Hyundai, the Luxembourg driver was in a consistent groove and had moved up to 7th overall. But he wasn't happy with the car setup. Also, Philippe Mares is rapidly closing in, so he needs to keep pushing.
We had some understeer in the first loop again. We changed, but we did it in the wrong direction. So the car is much too soft now. Really difficult to drive. I took a lot of risk not to lose too much time. But yeah, faster than this with the setup I cannot.
As for Efren Lorena, the 2019 ERC Junior Champion in the ERC 3 category, moving up to the R5 equipment this weekend is all going well, but a little bit off the pace of the front runners and flying just under the radar. Reina was in 6th position overall. However, he needs to be careful as Munster and Mares are both within 25 seconds and creeping closer.
Pace is good. We are trying to learn the car, to have more pace, but okay, we are happy.
As for Craig Green, it was the same story as yesterday. Fast in the tight sections, but the tyres were not so good on the fast sections. Breen has also been struggling with sun on the windscreen and that strobe light effect under the trees, making it a little bit difficult to see. And some of the pace notes, as it's a new rally for him, he's never tackled this event before, makes it all a little bit difficult for the newcomer on this surface.
I've really felt the tyre go off on me in there, to be honest. Latter part of the stage I was really struggling with it, so perhaps pushing it a little bit too much. Obviously, trying to make the most of the position that we are overall now, trying to make as much time as we can, so need to wind it back a small bit.
Day one had looked promising for Fabian Krym, but in the first stage of the day today, the German driver damaged his wheel and was forced to park the car and retire from the rally. A disappointing end to the event for Fabian Krym. Likewise for Simone Tempesini. He was quick yesterday, but today he didn't start well for him. He even said to us that he needed to wake up, and he was only 17th fastest on the stage and 7th quickest on stage number 12. Not the best day for Simone, which allowed Craig Breen to move up and swap positions.
Minus tight early, don't cut 5, minus keep in 60 on scene, lip 2 left plus, opens half long, tightens, and 6 right minus tight, short, opens half long, tights to 5 plus keep in.
After yesterday's dramas, with his glasses, it really seemed that he was driving better without them. In stage 8, Oliver Solberg was just 0.1 of a second behind Lukkenuk's time. He was also starting to pull a gap and consistently squeeze for that 3rd place in the rally.
I think my tires are a bit too soft maybe, but I think it's a good tire choice. And it's moving a lot, but you always have the grip, and it's quite interesting stage. It's a nice stage, but I did the quickest time so far, so it's good.
The 2019 Rally di Roma winner was again going well. The Italian was pushing hard to try and chip away at Lukkenuk's time, and this was working.
Occhio sinistra 0. In destra 0 rientra, sinistra 2 più, stringe 0 no, subito destra 0, sinistra 2 più completa.
The question was whether Jando had left his attack a little bit too late on day number 2 to try and beat Alexei. He dominated day 1, winning all 6 stages, but with Basso, he had the edge today. Basso was pushing Lukkenuk hard. Lukkenuk was still quick on day number 2.
50.
But Leclerc didn't seem too happy with the car on Sunday. Maybe it was a combination of working with his new co-driver or the setup of the Citroën. Either way, his lead was slowly decreasing.
I would say we are a bit struggling with the tires actually, with our tire choice. So we're doing well, so everything is fine actually.
As for Andrea, who crashed out on Pico on day number 1, the Italian was back. He was favoured to win this event. It was a disastrous start for him yesterday, but was fastest on stage 9, 10 and 11. And stage 12 showing us what might have been if he hadn't crashed.
We are getting back our confidence. This morning we had a problem we had an issue in this stage, so we improved a lot because of that, and we are trying to stay focused and to stay focused.
So it's still Leclerc with a good lead, but Basso has taken almost 11 seconds out of him in the morning group of stages. Maybe tyres are becoming a bit of an issue. So the rally leader back into the service park, 23.9 seconds the gap. Oliver Solberg lying third. What will happen on the final few stages here in Rome? Find out after the break. Welcome back to Rally di Roma, where all the action is as hot as the burning sun. And as part of the first international rally after the COVID crisis, the WRC stars Sordo, Lube and Pedro took the opportunity to test their cars in the tarmac in rallying conditions before the World Championship reboots in a few weeks' time. But back with the ERC2 category, and it's all dramas and emotions. Darius Polonsky, with the turbo failure, restarted his Arbath on day number 2, won 2 stages before retiring again with more turbo issues. Not a good start to the season for him. Czech driver in the Porsche 997 GT3, a consistent drive for him for his first appearance on the ERC, and the only Porsche in the field, up to 3rd in ERC2. Another Italian driver in the Arbath 124. Like in leg 1, this 20-year-old driver stayed out of trouble despite a bit of understeer and burning brakes. He secured his first podium in ERC, finishing 2nd overall and 1st in the Arbath Rally Cup. Celindo Menegari was the man of the weekend in ERC2 with 6 stage wins in his Subaru. Even an intercom problems didn't get him off track. Great home soil success after being sidelined for 1 year after crashing in the Bahrain Rally last August and spending a significant amount of time in hospital. So this is the way ERC2 looks at the end of the event. Menegari out in front by 43.3 seconds. Moving down the line to the ERC3 two-wheel drive class. And the fight for the win in ERC3 went right down to the wire between Ken Thorne and Pedro Artunes. And the suspense was only lifted at the very, very end. As for the Swedish driver Dennis Radström, restarting after damaging suspension on leg number 1, the Swede scored 3 stage podiums in his category today. Joseph Bassev, a great second leg for the reigning Spanish junior champion, who had the same pace as Artunes and Thorne. Had a puncture on leg 1, put him back, but gets his first podium nevertheless. On board with Ken Thorne, had to push on leg 2 to stay in the lead. Despite a few little mistakes, he finished the second loop of the day 1.2 seconds ahead of Artunes. But Pedro was pushing him hard. In stage 12, just kissing the Armco barrier there. He could have been in the lead at the midday group, And he keeps the pressure on the Estonian and shows no frustration before the last loop of the rally.
It's always nice to have this kind of fight with a really nice driver, so yeah, we are enjoying a lot.
The Ford Fiesta R4 driver, Ken Thorn, pushes hard and pushes Artunes hard, who'd won this stage on the previous 2 loops, but however had no real hope of winning as he crosses the finish line.
All runs he's quicker than me, so I expect he's coming faster than me.
Artunes is in the stage. There wasn't much of a gap in it, so I think it might be yours then if Pedro's not here. Artunes crashed. He's crashed in the last stage. The crew are okay.
I'm very happy. This Sunday was, we pushed so hard, over the limits, really. Nothing to say.
So with Artunes crashing in the final stage, Ken Thorn battled with him all the way through, but ultimately took the win here on the opening round of the season. And Ken Thorn wasn't going to wait, thinking that he'd lost that elusive win on the opening round of the season. So the rally gets underway for the final 3 stages. As for Norbert Herzig, it's been a difficult rally for him. An accident on day 1 had cut short his attack. But still he could finish, which was great. Albert von Thurnen-Taxis, who lives in Rome, using new pace notes this weekend, finding it challenging and tough, but at least he finishes on this soil. Everyone was pushing hard in ERC 1. Marianne Griebel, a regular on the ERC, was finding Rome a little bit of a struggle and was down to 18th position as he tried to get to grips with his new Citroen. But this morning tyres were becoming an issue as drivers opted for different compounds, each of them having no clear advantage. So this was going to be a big factor in the afternoon stages to decide who was the winner here in Rome. It's been a promising start for the team, and the experienced Irishman, Craig Breen, has been loving getting back to the thick of rallying action in the ERC. And at times his pace was clear to see, especially on the tight, narrow technical sections. Craig absolutely loved Pico, but there was some development to do with the new MRF tyres. Who knows? Maybe he could be an outside threat for the title this year.
And I really enjoyed it, to be honest with you. It's been a pleasure from start to finish. Obviously, you know, making tyres a reality that didn't exist, you know, a short time ago. So it's been an absolute pleasure. I've enjoyed every second of it, and yeah, let's bring on the next one.
Simone Tempesini seemed to lose it in the morning loop of stages with a couple of shocking runs at the start of the day. He was even angry with himself, but just about steadied the ship in the afternoon. However, this dropped his pace, cost him his 4th place, as Breen was just 1.3 seconds faster than him.
60, lane into 4 right plus Hateslip, 1 plus Titans.
Oliver Solberg, the son of 2003 world champion Petter Solberg. Are they really both cut from the same cloth? His pace has been strong here in Rome, his first tarmac rally, using the ability to learn the car, testing earlier in the week before tackling the stages here in Rome. It's been good. He won in Latvia last year, on the podium here this weekend in Italy.
It's been a fantastic weekend, a lot to learn, and I came here with hoping for top 10. 3rd place in the rally is just fantastic.
As for Gian Domenico Basso, the 2019 Rally di Roma winner, has shown that he can run with the best. But his pace, or maybe it's his strategy, hasn't quite worked out this weekend. Jando has done a fantastic job though, cutting into Alexi's lead. But it hasn't been quite enough after tackling so many stages here in Rome. And the 2018 winner looked mighty impressive this weekend, dominating proceedings on day number 1, winning every stage.
На левый 3 открывается 40, правый 1 минус, 60 прямо. Правый 0, 100. Правый 1 в левый 1, 50.
It wasn't all going in Alexi's favour on day number 2. Not winning every stage, but his pace was absolutely superb. Team Santalok watching on the live feed in the service park. Lukina crosses the line and wins in Rome. Celebrations with the team, with social distancing measures, look slightly different.
Yeah, we can confirm we're winners!
So Alexei Lukina, you win it. Did you have any moment, any doubt in your mind at any stage that you weren't going to win this rally this weekend?
Actually, no, because we had quite good control, quite consistent pace. It was a calculated drive, and I need to adjust calculations for middle stage of this loop because we lost a bit more than I expected. But generally, it's very good, and I'm so happy.
So Alexei Lukina wraps up the opening round of the season. After 15 stages, he wins in Rome by 16.1 seconds over Gian Domenico Basso. Oliver Solberg, third step of the podium and the winner in the ERC1 junior category. Craig Breen just missing out on the silverware by finishing 4th overall. Last year, Lukina finished in 4th position. But this year, at the opening round of the season, taking a big sweep of points. On round 1 of the championship, he has 38 points against Basso's 32. A great start to the year for him. Maybe Pirelli tyres, Italian tyres on Italian tarmac is the key to success here in Rome. But like many things in the new normal, the podium was a kind of muted affair. A self-service podium presentation where the winners collected their own silverware, trophies and champagne. With face masks being mandatory, it's been a hard and demanding rally for all involved. And we've seen the ERC champion Alexei Lukina lay down the big challenge for his rivals. Next up, the season continues as we head from the sealed surface in South Italy up to the north on the loose stuff is Rally Liepaja next. We're heading up to Latvia. Let battle commence for round 2 of the championship. Fast-flowing open roads. From all of us at the ERC, we'll see you in a few weeks' time when we head north.